Hello Retro Gamers, this is the gamer with Know Your Video Games. Back in 2017, AtGames released this, the Sega Genesis Flashback HD. And a lot of people were excited about it, but when it came out it ended up being a huge disappointment. And one of the reasons that is because the performance was really bad. And so in Christmas of 2018, they released a new version of this, and I have no clue if it's any good, but the one thing that you can notice is that it has the audio switch, and my question is, does it perform better than last year's version? Now, I've not opened this, so together we're going to discover this on our own. System looks a little dusty. Okay, so this is it. As you can see, what is this, fake? Yeah, the audio switch is fake. I actually thought that it's real, but it's kind of cool. So let's go ahead and check out how this differs from last year's version. So this is the version that came out last year. This is the new one. Some of the differences I can see is it actually says Sega Genesis right here instead of AtGames. It has AtGames printed right over here on the side. It has this HDMI out and power. This one right here has an SD card input. So some of the other differences are, this right here had the control ports in the middle of the console, whereas this one right here has the control ports off to the side, which is more authentic to the Genesis. This one also says power on. This one didn't say that, the one from last year. Overall, this one is much nicer. Let's go ahead and check out how they perform. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this on, see what happens. Okay, so last year, if you remember, you had to hit, I think it was like A and B to shift up and down. This year you can, in this year's version, you can actually use the directional pad. I don't know why that was so difficult. So let's just go ahead and start up a game and we'll see. Hopefully it performs better. Okay, start. So far it looks promising. Okay, so this is great. Last year, AtGames machine didn't, wait a minute, why is it 2-player? Okay, there's something wrong. Let me reset this right here. This right here is actually for second player. This one right here is for the first player. If you look at the corner, this says player 2. And this says player 1. As I was saying before I disrupted myself, clearly this is running at 60 frames a second, and that was not the case last year. Last year things were running well under 30 frames. It was really choppy. So this is just the first game I've looked at. Let's go ahead and look at something else really quick. Quick game. Let me go back. Let's try out a Master System game. Then I brought a couple of other games to test out as well. Looks good, looks good. Sounds good. Sounds accurate. Okay, let's see here. This is much better. Okay, let's try a real cartridge. Looks like it might take a second. Do you have to refresh it? Possibly. Let's see. Okay, so not no response when I put the cartridge in, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and turn it back on. Loading cartridge. Okay, so the control seems pretty responsive. I'm not detecting any lag. This right here looks choppy. I don't remember if the original Genesis version was this choppy. Yeah, it looks like on this game it might be running under 60 frames a second, but not all Genesis games ran at 60 frames, like 60 frames a second. Awesome Possum was one of those games that ran at something like 20 frames. It was poorly optimized. So I'm not sure. I don't actually have another Genesis. I'm at work recording this video, and I don't have my other Genesis here. I don't have a real Genesis here, so I'm just gonna have to maybe do an update video to see if I can let you guys know if this performs better on a real Genesis. Let's try another game. Let's just see Sonic 2. Now this is running nicely. Sonic 2 is running very nice. Okay, give me a second. I will put the music up. It kind of sounds like there's a little bit of skipping in the audio every now and then. Yeah, I hear some kind of skipping. So the audio does not sound perfect. So I'm not sure if that mode that I put it in, I changed the mode. I'm going to see if that alters the music. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the settings. It's called Overdrive. And I'm going to turn that off and go back to Sonic 2. I still hear some, I don't know how to describe it, crunchiness in the audio. I can't tell if it's better. I think that it was running a little smoother in that overdrive mode. So anyway, I'm gonna have to just say that this isn't perfect. It's a little bit improved from last year. It has some flaws, like if you can see at the bottom here, there's something going on there. I don't know what. But, you know, if you're a collector, you might want to get this. If you're really picky about games, you probably won't like it. I would say it's not bad. It's not as bad as last year's version. It does look much better. It does perform much better. The interface is better. The console looks better. It's just not perfect. Anyway, thank you for visiting the channel. You guys have a great day.